Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Vicky Haskels and I'm the Tarot Coach, and this is Thomas Tarot. I'm taking the topic of my podcast that I do with Karen Rose called Sage and Stardust. This week's theme was about doorways. Okay, so the first card we're looking at is our conscious self. When we're ready to step through a doorway, when we're looking at our options, we often know where we are and how we feel, but sometimes it might be a little bit obscure. So this card explains where we're at. Here we have the King of Cups. Have a look at him there. The King of Cups represents that really good communication space. So it's really good if you're listening to this today, then you're in a good space to articulate what it is that you're actually looking for, whether you're articulating it to yourself or whether you're saying it to somebody else. And so the King of Cups allows us to be able to express ourselves in that way. So the second card we're looking at is the unconscious self. So how are our guides helping us? Oh, here we have the devil. So the devil's going to keep us in check. In other words, whenever we are going off track or going down a way that might be a bit of a distraction, our guides are going to remind us, no, not that way. Because we've come through one story or cycle of our life and heading into another, we certainly don't want to be distracted, and we don't want to be something shiny. I'm going to go over there. So our guidance are going to remind us when we're being distracted. So the next card we're looking at is the challenge. Here we have the Tower. This Tower's been coming up a lot this week. It's funny, it's with the devil. So the challenge is that, if we have shut or walked through a door and finished one part of the cycle of our life, then it really is looking back at what we left behind can sometimes be quite challenging. And, sometimes we might want to go back through that door. And the Tower invites us to just be an observer, because what we are challenged by is what's actually crumbling. And what's crumbling is the things that no longer support us. If we rush back and try and save something that's ready to be just fall apart on its own, then we might get not crushed underneath it, but, we're going to be using up energy that we need to be able to move forward in our life. Because, you've done so much work to get here. Why not look forward to that next doorway? So the challenge here is to be comfortable with the destruction of the Tower. And if something's falling down, it's actually out of your control. Whatever you can't control, just let it be. Next card we're looking at is action. Whether it's right action or whether we have doorways or opportunities that are ready to step into, and you know that you're ready, but you can't quite either see them or decide which doorway to go down. Here we have the card, Queen of Wands. She doesn't muck around, the Queen of Wands. She actually knows the direction that she wants to head in, and she will be very motivated to actually follow something that she's very passionate about. So if you try and push yourself down a way where you think it might be logical, or something that you think is a bit whimsical, the Queen of Wands is not going to allow that to take place, because you're going to be wanting something that gives you energy, fills your self with motivation, and actually is going to make your life much more interactive. Like you're much more connected to the life that you're stepping into, because, again, I'm going to say this, you worked really hard to get here. So let the Queen of Wands sort of guide you in that direction where you're most passionate, and feel like that there'll be an inner drive or an inner fire inside of you. And again, the Queen represents the us part of us, not the external world like the King. It's the us part, what we want. So the next card is the outcome. Choose your door. What are you going to go? How do you feel about it? How's it going to look? Here we have the Chariot. So here we have motivation. Here we have willpower. Here we have something that actually moves us in that direction. So you know what? With that Queen of Wands energy there, pointing us in the direction that says, this is what my passion is, the Chariot's going to come along and say, right, I'm sick of dilly-dallying around this. I'm going to push that. I'm moving into that direction. We're not forcing ourselves in the direction. It's just an inner drive is actually going to move us. So we don't really have to find something that's going to drive us, because that inner drive will already be there. So the next card is the karmic journey. What is our soul wanting to understand about this doorway or this choice or options that we're actually investigating and really ready to step into? What does that mean for our soul journey? Oh, 10 of Cups. Look. Cool. That's satisfaction of the heart. So really, at the end of the day, following those steps, if you have come across it or you're ready to step into something new and you're not really sure the direction to go in, these cards are going to help you understand and help you. Like, you can meditate on those cards if you want to, or the message behind this, and it's actually going to help you find your peace. What is this that's going to make your heart not sing, not dance for joy, but to really feel comfortable in your own skin? What is it that's going to bring you peace in your heart? And that's what your doorway is all about this time. So that's Timeless Tarot for this week. Don't forget to check out the podcast, Sage and Stardust, on all the listening platforms. My name is Dr. Vicky Haskels, and I'm the Tarot Coach. Thank you so much, and until next time, it's up from me. Bye for now.